been walking the tightrope now for a couple of weeks. Survived last week against the Gold Coast Titans, but faces elimination again tonight. A big night as well for Josh Maguire. He was involved in a tense dust-up at training during the week, but he plays his 150th career game tonight, the 26th Bronco to do so. And milestone matches have been kind to Josh Maguire. He won on debut, he won his 50th, and he won his 100th appearance in the NRL. So here's the premiers. Last time these two teams faced off, it was on this ground. It was Jonathan Thurston's 250th match, and he played the winning hand with a field goal 5 minutes from full time to give his team the win. He's got a friend tonight too to help us launch this wonderful occasion. That's young Sophie Brady. She's 8 years of age. She was diagnosed with retinoblastoma at only 8 weeks of age. She's a huge rugby league fan, a Cowboys fan, as you can see. She has delivered the ball for us tonight. The two captains wish each other well before they commence hostilities. And with all the talk of Kalen Ponga's inclusion, the man we just saw on screen there, young Cohen Hess, has been able to hide somewhat from the limelight, but he has an enormous task tonight. The 20-year-old filling the role of Ethan Lowe, who has been one of the forwards of the competition this year. Not playing tonight because of a spinal injury, and we wish Ethan Lowe all the very best. But a big examination for Cohen Hess. He'll be up against Sam Thaiday tonight. Hess has played 7 NRL games, Thaiday 252.
Ready? Stay behind, fellas.
So the bell rings on round 4. And the catch taken by Ben Hunt. He'd be nervous under that, I would have thought. And Maguire with the carry back, first of all. Now Matt Gillett runs into Scott and Tamo. This forward pack for Brisbane is the most experienced in premiership history. Over 1,300 games between them, an average of 222 NRL matches across the pack. And Thaiday. Pull down short of the 40. An early kick here from McCulloch. He's a 40-20 sneak, but he's kicked it out on the full.
Well, after a great kickoff, and anybody would have been nervous underneath it, they did well to get just inside the 40 late in the count. And Andrew McCulloch, who leads the 40-20s for Brisbane with 3 this season, gets that one all wrong. An early advantage to North Queensland now with Tamo taking it 35 out. First tackle.
Played to Jack Granville, sent to Thurston, now to Scott. He rolls up over the 30. Neither he nor Tamo nor Taumalolo were able to make over 100 metres against the Storm last week. Granville offloading to Taumalolo. And further to that point, Jake Granville didn't run the ball once in the loss to Melbourne. Scott out the back, Morgan joining in. Here's Cohen Hess. He's from Bundaberg. Away to Morgan now. He has 6 tries in 3 finals games, Michael Morgan. He went within a couple of metres of another one. Thurston sticks it up off the right foot. It's well placed. It's come down for North Queensland. But the Broncos converge to stop Gavin Cooper.
He got good cover there too, did Jonathan Thurston. Adam Blair was zeroing in, as he will most of the night. But the North Queensland players got in front of the kicker. Jonas Pearson, only 2 metres out from his line. That's a good run, that one. Oates.
Now Darius Boyd. No Roberts tonight because of suspension. Tom Opacek back from a shoulder problem. Both teams with big names out, and Parker now running. It's as far as his own 40. On tackle for Granville in there with Scott. Now Adam Blair. Oh, the hair was flowing and he top. A high one, a lazy arm. Taumalolo was the man.
Yeah, he found a little bit of space in behind to play the ball here. Taumalolo was caught off guard and threw out the arm and said, well, I can't miss. I can't let you run into the backfield.
Yeah,
and concedes the penalty. Big crowd here. Gee whiz. Hope you can feel the energy at home.
Oh, Friday buckled as he got to the defence. McCulloch runs across underneath now to Maguire. Matt's gone up there with Tamo. And Scott's reeled away from that. He's got his arm around his sternum. McCulloch scores! He's left Scott at his wake on the ground, and McCulloch has gone over.
On tackle 3. Have try. Confirm grounding, please, mate.
Well, one of his early efforts tonight was wayward. That was a kick out on the full, on the back of a penalty. It looks like Brisbane first visit down the North Queensland end. 1-on-1, McCulloch, Lachlan Coote.
At this point, the ball has been grounded by Andrew McCulloch. Have a decision and going to the board.
Well, there you go. What a start from Brisbane. They've come the length of the field, and Andrew McCulloch gets the football down.
It's Brisbane with first blood. Andrew McCulloch gets his first try of the season. In fact, the first try of any of the front row for Brisbane this year, including Maguire and Blair. Wow. It's been a long run of outs up here in Townsville for the Broncos. They've won once in the last 7 years. And Kahu from in front puts them out by a converted try. Brad Fittler, down to you, an electric night tonight.
Absolutely fantastic. The Cowboys played in the 20s as well, and the crowd were all here then. What a great way to test out the young winger, Kalen Ponga, who just didn't come up with the accuracy. But this time he did. There wasn't much on, just determination.
Another high one from the boot of Kyle Felt. Darius Boyd shifted positions there with Ben Hunt and was asked to take that kickoff. Good run by Gillett now. Well, there were questions regarding who had the better form coming out of last weekend. The Broncos beat the Titans. It's debatable whether that game was of the quality of the Cowboys' loss to the Storm. It doesn't matter when these two teams meet, does it? Now Parker, again trying to exploit that space in behind the play the ball, and he gets within a metre of halfway. And over it now goes Boyd, who rolls away from Matt Scott. He was clutching at the sternum when McCulloch scored. He couldn't make the tackle on Boyd that time. Hunt goes to the air. It's aimed in the direction of Ponga, who was up in the line, and down the throat of Lachlan Coote, who gives it away. Oh, wow! And it's a forward pass.
Wow.
Shot clock starts.
Well, that's just a little bit of a brain snap. I don't know that you can put it down to pressure. I don't know what you put it down to. It's just such a big error. Tackle one, right in front of your own post. You're down 6-0, and Lachlan Coote has been bustled into making a really poor error at the back. And the Broncos are making easy meters. They're finding soft spots through the middle of the Cowboy forwards here in the early stages.
I can feel the intensity of this Brisbane team up here in the commentary box.
Wait for it, Michael. Wait, mate.
Righto, boys, take it in and you
Well,
go.
they're charging at the moment.
Head in, Matt.
Here's
Head in,
a
Matt.
big chance right here.
Quick, head in here. Let's go. Heads in. Clock's off, in you go. Out.
In and out it comes in the end, and Boyd has it. There's the pass underneath to Opacek.
James out! James!
That's the 10-metre line. Cohen hefts the man up top. In front of the post. Across they come. Parker through the hands to Milford, who has to prop on the spot. He stopped 9 metres short. Already 6-0. Can the Cowboys turn Brisbane away? Yes, they can. Maguire loses it.
And they needed that civil drop there from Josh Maguire. Relief in the crowd. And for a team in North Queensland who for so much of the season have been able to put the same players out on the paddock week after week, savage blows coming to this game. Mention Ethan Lowe. Up until round 24, when he was interchanged for a short period of time, he'd played more minutes than anybody else. He'd played every minute of every game up until then. He's played every game until missing this one. Antonio Winterstein, leading try scorer this season and last, and no Kane Linnett. He's been a staple down that left-hand side. Big omissions.
Yeah, that left edge that now reads Javid Bowen and Kalen Ponga. Morgan underneath to Scott. They're up quickly in the face of Matt Scott. They're roughing him up. Maguire and Blair in there. Now Talmalolo, the Players Association champion player during the week. Played it quickly now to Granville, who can run. Talmalolo, Thurston, try to spiral bomb. It's off the outside of the boot. It's taken in the end by Justin O'Neill, and Brisbane let him make a play at that, or the referee said it was held.
Change over here.
The play had ended before Morgan tried to grab the ball and run away.
He's hurt as well.
He's hurt himself, Nielsen.
Back it up, Matt.
Lock him,
James.
O'Neill, sorry.
James. James. All right, you didn't get involved.
All of those absences I spoke about a moment ago, that's got nothing to do with getting hurt down the middle, and that's where Brisbane are coming hard at the home side.
Jonas Pearson now. His third appearance in the top grade. 2 of those in finals. Now Maguire. Stopped on the 30, played to McCulloch, away to Parker. Parker with a run. He picks up 10 metres and draws a penalty on tackle number 4.
And about 5 of the Broncos players put 2 fingers up in the air to say we'll be kicking for goal. Coming into tonight, I really didn't know who to tip to win, because I don't think either side is anywhere near their best form. But in the opening stages, the Broncos are the ones that have certainly turned up with the intent and the energy, and the Cowboys, well, they're on tilt a little bit at the moment. They just can't cope with it. I would never have believed at this time last year, or even after 10 rounds this year, that these two teams would be meeting in a sudden death semi-final in week 2 of the finals. But here we are.
And we speak about the rivalry of these two clubs and how the last 3 matches have been 1-point affairs. The only other time that that's happened, we have to go back to 1927, 1928, North Sydney and Glebe. That's how rare this is. As Kahu looks to put this team outside a converted try in front after 10 minutes.
I've got the feeling that a few of these other Cowboys are carrying injuries as well. I know they're missing a few, Peter, but I think there's a couple out here that are wounded too, which is not uncommon at finals time for every team, but there's a few fellas out here that look to be really struggling.
I think they're led by Matt Scott. We know he's been knocked around of late.
The crowd does nothing to deter Jordan Kahu from sending it out to an 8-0 lead in favour of Brisbane. The Cowboys have won 4 of 5 finals against the Broncos, but the scoreboard is swinging the other way at the moment. Let's go to Darren.
Yeah, the Broncos have definitely come out with the more intensity, but there's a lot of talk up in North Queensland this week about how sore these Cowboys forwards pulled up after the punishing contest against the Storm last week, and at the moment it's showing.
Well, Gavin Cooper just limped back to halfway, and Dustin O'Neill is still carrying that shoulder on the far wing. They've got to get themselves together here.
Another towering restart from Felt. Fielded by Boyd, given to Maguire. Boyd away with Gillett. He runs at Thurston. and Matt Scott. A wide pass from dummy half to Adam Blair. He spots a gap in between Scott and Tamo, plays it very quickly. And Tamo from Marco wrestles Darius Boyd to ground. 8 short of the halfway. Darius was playing for a penalty there. The referees didn't want to know about that. Here goes Parker. He's driven there by Granville and Taumalolo up around the top. A kick from Hunt. And Kalen Ponga hasn't got a touch until now. And here it comes at 18 and 170 days. The youngest player to appear in a finals match since Israel Folau in 07.
Have a look at these North Queensland players still trying to get back on side. They are still in the defensive line of Brisbane. That's halfway through the count, and only 4 of them have taken that long to get back. And boy, that's a relieving penalty.
Flopton stayed. Flopton, mate.
Just on young Kalen Ponga. There's a long list of younger players who have appeared in finals, but you look through them, there's some enormous names. Carmichael Hunt, Darren Lockyer, Brad Fittler, Laurie Daly, Paul Langmack. It seems only the special talents are placed under this sort of pressure. So we'll monitor the young man in 18 on the left wing. In the meantime, it's the middle that the Cowboys have to concern themselves with, and Cooper bullocks his way towards the 30-metre line of Brisbane. Granville shows it to Taumalolo before he went to Tamo. These men on the 20-metre line by Maguire and Parker. First time they've really had a great chance down this end of the field. Coop turns it underneath. This is David Bowen filling in for Kane Linnett. 13 short of the line. Granville goes right to Thurston. He then goes to Morgan, who decides to kick, wants to turn Oates around. The kick wasn't deep enough. And Oates will retrieve the ball and be stopped 5 out from his own line. It crashes into Tamo and Taumalolo.
They're charging these Broncos forwards, aren't they?
Now Hunt tried to get around Granville, but the hooker was okay there. He was around the thighs and wouldn't let him get away. Now Boyd. Plenty of dummy half work for the number 1 so far. Milford with a towering kick downfield. Allowed to bounce by Lachlan Coote. It went the right way.
Yeah, Darius Boyd loves to run the ball late in the tackle count from dummy half, and it usually signals that the kick is coming on the next play. Because he runs from dummy half in their forwards, he gets a quick play of the ball, and that gives the kicker plenty of more time to get his kick away. For Lachlan Coote, he's having a dusty start to the night back there. He's just tripped over there. But yeah, you mentioned Darius Boyd running a lot from dummy half. He likes to run before they kick.
Semi-finals football tomorrow. Raiders versus Panthers, GIO Stadium. We're live and free from 7 p.m. And if you'd have said to me last week that Josh Hodgson would be playing, Pete, when we saw him being carried off the field, we'd have thought you were crazy. Oh, here's a problem. Thurston on the bridge of his back. He's just getting up now, so it doesn't look too serious, but any injury to him's a problem. Here's young Ponga. He's away down the sideline. He steps inside Kalen Ponga. Look at the footwork of the young man. Ponga goes for the line. He's got rid of around 6 of them. Oh, but he's been pinged for an obstruction. Well, that's unfair. That's spectacular stuff.
Doesn't matter, mate.
Well, it's a really harsh call because he's zigging and zagging everywhere. His own teammates are trying to get out of his way. The opposition are trying to get to him. Let's have a look. He zigs here, he zags there, he goes back this way. He zigs there, he zags there. Ah, that's not an obstruction. He beat him on his own. Beat them on his own. Wow. I've seen plenty of this kid in the NYC competition. He had the Broncos beaten there. That's not obstruction. I've seen plenty of him in the NYC competition coming through. He's a real talent.
He was stepping like an 18-year-old Brad Fittler. Freddie.
Wasn't it wonderful to see? They pick Kalen to be the dominant player when they do the oppose. And he spent plenty of time doing Anthony Milford and all these great blokes with footwork. And they say he's left plenty of his own teammates, these Cowboys he's out there with now, scratching for dust. They just can't get hold of him.
Dust flying everywhere then. The grandstand were all coughing, there was so much dust. Here's the last. Hunt, dummied inside, goes out to Gillett, sees half a chance. The good defence by Cooper and Thurston.
Yeah, and there you see the Brisbane Broncos prepared to run the football on the last there. They knew it was the last. They don't have a great conversion rate when it comes to forcing restarts. And they took a big hit there from Adam Blair. They've taken a leaf out of what we saw from Penrith last week. Just happy to explore on the last.
Here's Felt through now. Kyle Felt comes to the halfway. He's got them lined up on the outside. Dummies eventually gives it away to O'Neill. He dummies himself. Backhand flick in the corner. Cohen Hess.
That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. And out of nowhere, they've put the Cowboys right back into this match.
Well, Kyle Felt comes in off his wing on the Harvey Norman replay. He wasn't quite sure whether to go himself or try and set up his support player in O'Neill. And what an effort from Cohen Hess to be there alongside the two speedsters to get the football down in the corner.
North Queensland Cowboys are on the board. With a kick to come, it is the Broncos 8, Cowboys 4.
Cohen Hess, 20 years of age, born in Bundaberg, a Mount Isa junior. He's 110 kilos, this kid, and he's kept pace with Kyle Felt and Justin O'Neill to score his fourth try in the NRL in the corner.
He's another one that we've seen coming through the NYC system, the under-20s national competition for a few years now. There's been so few injuries in this Cowboys top line out that it's been hard for any of the kids to break in, but Cohen Hess has always acquitted himself well when he's come up, and you just saw his athleticism there. Now, Thurston was down in backfield with a heavy knock earlier. Let's see if he's taken any effect or if he can bring this crowd to its feet.
He's got the crowd mesmerised behind him. It threatened to turn right, that kick, but it kept its line and goes across the face. Out of nothing, the Cowboys have jagged their first try. It's Brisbane 8, North Queensland 4, Brad.
Well, Adam Blair come from so far left to make that tackle. You can see him calling his players in. They only had one way to go, was up and in. They had plenty on the right-hand side, the Cowboys. That was such a bad miss. Oates and Opacek, they had to make the tackle. They come jamming in. And this just at the end is just excellent to see a young back rower supporting a couple of quick backs and score in the corner in front of his school. All his school are up in that corner. He went to school around here. They're all up there cheering. What a great moment.
A good couple of moments for North Queensland, and that'll lift the spirits. They busted Brisbane down this left side. That's Scott taking it up before the penalty against young Ponga. And then on the other side, they've gone the length. It's Taumalolo now. Always energy after points.
Scott first run, Taumalolo second, Tamo third. This could be his last game in North Queensland colours tonight as well. First and short ball to the try scorer, Cohen Hess.
Gee, there was a chance out the back. There was three unmarked on his outside.
They go that way, Morgan now, Morgan with pace, nearly gets in behind them. It was a last-ditch tackle by McCulloch. Thurston on 5. He puts a high one up in the direction of Pearson, who stands his ground and was taken in midair.
Yeah, it's a poor penalty. He knew, David Bowen, he knew that he couldn't make the tackle, and he tried to avoid contact but failed to do so. Again, really good meters on that occasion with the ball from North Queensland.
Wallace. Titans bound. Now Kahu. He scored 5 tries in 7 games against North Queensland. It's his best try scoring record against any team. The incumbent New Zealand fullback, Jordan Kahu. Right centre for Brisbane tonight. Played by Maguire. Given by McCulloch to Hunt to Milford to Thaiday, and there's Hess right up there jamming in on Thaiday as he caught the ball. Fourth play. Parker. Short pass Wallace. He ran into a solid shot there from Scott. Here's Hunt. He'll put a high one up. It's young Kalen Ponga, the man in the firing line. It was too deep and he took it with composure and will run back to the 20 and try and get things underway quickly. And he's back slammed for his trouble.
Jared Wallace out there, the first interchange of the night. Adam Blair taking that one from Hess, who nearly got through the tackle of Opacek.
Now O'Neill, they're making plenty of metres on that edge of the ground.
Yeah, they're really pumping away at Milford and the players either side of him that are trying to protect Milford from first contact.
Thurston, the dummy. Don't buy the dummy. Don't buy the dummy. It was on the tip sheet all week. Morgan picked up and slammed. Thaiday. Solid shot. Thurston now to Lachlan Coote. Left foot kick. Wants the in goal. Can't find it. Took the arm of Gillett, who goes to ground to meter out.
Okay, now we've got some Broncos that are doubled over with some early fatigue. Look at them. Hands on hips, hands on legs, down on their haunches, and they're very, very bunched. The fizz has gone out of the Bronco bottle.
And the two most obvious have been Corey Parker. There you can see down on his haunches again, and Sam Thaiday. They're a bit gassed after the explosive start they provided. That's why this man is on. Some fresh legs after 20.
Well, the bad news for both packs is there's only just under an hour to go. Ben Hunt, look at the size of that kick. Oh, and it's allowed to bounce by Coote, who was nearly going to run into the upright.
Yeah, well, he was going to catch it the whole time. And then right at the last moment, I think he could feel the upright coming, so he thought better of it. It was a towering kick. Look, he sort of balked himself with the upright, and he got himself a good bounce. But you're right, these two forward packs have taken each other out very, very hard in the run. And there's a long, long way to go.
Sets it up nicely.
Let's go to Darren.
Yeah, we mentioned it, the left side, defensively for the Broncos, they're struggling at the moment. Opacek missed the game last week because of the shoulder, but Cowboys obviously know he's a bit lame there and they're targeting him.
Taumalolo. He was held to only 80 running metres last week. Thurston to the line, Coote's there. Was put down by Ben Hunt and wrapped up by Kahu. That's 4. Here's 5 coming with Scott. Offload, one bounce, picked up. Bolton's out there. Thurston's got the ball. He's thrown to the ground like a slingshot. Morgan, chance to run maybe. Cohen Hess is asked to put the kick through it. Got as far as Darius Boyd. It might have bounced half its way towards Charters Towers if he let it go.
Just have a shot of the Brisbane Broncos. Still down on their haunches and go. Corey Parker, I don't think he can be right. Ben
they
away.
busted him. Hunt gives it away to Kahu, who takes it. Ponga's there, can't get him.
Now Hunt's in trouble. He's been cleaned up.
The attrition rate here is extraordinary after 26 minutes only.
Yeah, Parker's coming off. He's not right.
And Ben Hunt's got 2 trainers with him. Matt Gillett has to run himself. Oh, there's something special brewing here tonight. McCulloch sends a flat ball to Milford, who turns it underneath to Josh Maguire. And he's wrestled to the ground by Scott Bolton. They've got 18 metres to go until they get to the Cowboys line. Hunt, flat pass, one bouncer. Kahu stuck the boot out. cleaned up by North Queensland.
And you'd imagine the humidity tonight is taking a toll as well. Apart from the speed of this game, this is going to be a last man standing job. Just the way we like it.
The Sharks await the winner. One of them will be in action next Friday night. One won't be.
Well, they want extra time, Cronulla.
Yeah.
And some golden point.
Now Taumalolo, there's a spirited run from the number 13. Playing for a penalty, it wasn't forthcoming, and Coote's under pressure. It's handy having that left foot kicking option, and it's a well-weighted kick by Lachlan Coote, and Jonas Pearson is more than happy to see it roll over the sideline.
It's one of the points I made during the week, that this game, these two teams that have had such a wonderful rivalry and produced such big games, we know that the loser's out of the competition because it's sudden death. But it may well knock the winner out too, because there won't be much left of them for the Sharks next week. The Sharks will be lapping this up, sitting at home down there in Cronulla, watching these two teams go toe-to-toe. The winner's gone, and there's not going to be much left of the loser when this is over.
Seconds lock, hop in.
You can see the champion number 7 just joining the scrum. And Granville, good front on tackle by the number 9. Alex Glenn is out there. Jared Wallace. 15 Cohen Hess, 16 Scott Bolton.
It'll be interesting to see with Wayne Bennett tonight how much game times Jay Arrow and Tavita Pangai Jr. get. They're used sparingly. But they might be looking at more minutes tonight.
Milford drops it. And Cooper picks it up. They want to go on a counter. David Bowen in and away with a big right arm palm on Jordan Kahu. And now Ponga didn't think they were back to 10 there. The crowd didn't either. Taumalolo straightens. He's taking 2 carries a set at the moment, Taumalolo. Away to Thurston. Now with Bolton, who goes to the line. 3 tackles gone. The Cowboys just starting to look better as this wears on. Handed out the back. Thurston, good hands. Overlap. Ball goes to ground. Had to score if they picked it up. Coote did in the end. Tapped it on to Ponga, who knocked it on. They butchered one.
And shot clock starts.
Just wondering why at the end of this it's not a penalty to the Broncos for offside, because you'll see Coote drops it and then Ponga drops it and Coote in front of him picks it up. Now that would have stopped one of the Broncos from picking it up and maybe going the distance. It has to be a penalty, or it should have been a penalty. See, Coote's in front of him there.
Oh, mate,
Broncos all over the
place.
back it up. They should have got a penalty.
Right at 10, boys. Let's go. Come on. Heads in, guys. Right
This
here.
is Jai Arrow, but we haven't seen him in the first half at all
Hold the weight.
since he's cemented a place on the Broncos bench. Usually introduced sort of about the 10-15 minute mark in the second half.
Well, the coach is reading the play. He can just feel that the energy's gone out of his forwards after such a thunderous opening stanza.
I can't remember Corey Parker coming off after 25 minutes.
McCulloch in the centre of 1-300 Smiles plays it. Milford dropped the last ball, hangs onto it that time and finds Jai Arrow up the middle. Quick play the ball from him. McCulloch away. Milford. He'll kick towards the wing of Kalen Ponga. Kahu's bearing down on him. Ponga does well. He had Thurston playing a shield there. And now David Bowen. Darren Lockyer.
Just looking at the Broncos bench here, I mean, Corey Parker come off early. It's not the heat, it's actually cooled down nicely, but they're all struggling with the pace of the game.
End on ball. Make sure that. Outside, boys.
It's terrific, the crowd here tonight. And I know there's been campaigning for a new stadium up here, but you can just imagine what the atmosphere would feel like if we were in a Suncorp Stadium type venue. It's very open and big and set back a long way here. They're still loving it, the crowd.
If they had an extra 20,000 seats, they'd sell them out.
Oh, easy. Easy.
Here's Tamalolo charging through the line. There was a second effort there and the penalty came.
Now they're 4 behind and Thurston's first instinct was to kick the goal. Now this is really interesting. His first instinct is to kick the goal even though they're 4 behind. What? He just looks at 2, 2, 2. Well, that's actually 1. He's got 2 fingers strapped together.
Well, that's because of the type of game we're seeing.
Yeah.
Any other instance, you see them go for the 6.
I wonder if he thought they were only 2 behind. I wonder if he...
Or 1 behind.
Yeah. Good evening to Terry Lamb. Hope he's doing well.
Greg Inglis joined that infamous club too, didn't he?
Yeah, it can happen.
He wasn't as successful.
No.
It's just an interesting choice. I'd say you're right, Peter. I'd say it's just for a breather.
So Jonathan Thurston, the most capped player tonight on this ground. It's his 132nd match at 1-300 Smiles. Takes over from Matt Bowen as the most capped player at this venue. He's won his last 13 games here, JT. Will he win another one tonight? Yep. Tomorrow. Well, I just cannot wait for this. Canberra and Penrith. Live and free tomorrow from 7 p.m. Another elimination game.
As they all are from now on. And you mentioned Josh Hodgson.
Time you're
past fit to play. So too Blake Austin. What a huge lift for the home side. Kind of what will be another great atmosphere like tonight. Here's Hannett bringing the ball back.
Oh!
He's taken a bit high, but he's got to
Alex Glenn threw himself quite literally at Ben Hannett there. Now, Jason Taumalolo's influence in the last 15 minutes has been profound. Look at this. Oh, that was a high one, Pete. You're right.
No, it was all right.
There's an arm around the head.
It bounced up, man. It was okay.
Let him go. Cooper. Gramble scoops it away to Scott Bolton. The tradesman in this Cowboys forward pack. He's a North Queensland boy through and through, Scott Bolton, and Coot. Gets the kick to sit up nicely. Boyd picks it up around the ankles and gets jammed by the chase. Bowen and Cooper. Now Jonas Pearson. You can hear the reverberations at home. They are giving each other plenty, these two teams. It's not just the forwards, it's everyone. Here goes Glenn. Good run from him. Angled in as the markers split. Now Boyd picks it up. Boyd gets rid of the markers and finds his way over the halfway line. Good run from Darius. Gives Ben Hunt the chance to run. Slips the pass to Alex Glenn. He's got support. He gives it away. It's juggled by Opacek. He's still going. He's bundled into touch.
Well, look at little Lachlan Coote put his body on the line here on Opacek. He doesn't stop him, but he certainly slows him down until the cavalry comes. Great play by the Broncos running it on the last. Look at little Lachlan Coote here. Watch this. Threw his body in there. Didn't get him, but it just held him up long enough for the cover defence to come across. Thurston came from the other side of the field to be involved in this tackle with Justin O'Neill. That's great scrambling defence from the Cowboys and real courage from Lachlan Coote.
I still think they bombed one there. I think if the man who goes through, Alex Glenn, plays short to Anthony Milford off his left shoulder, They stroll it in on the back of that as Bolton comes sideways. I think that's a real let-off there for North Queensland. Should have been a try.
Here's Rory Kostjason. Newcastle bound. Taumalolo still going, picks it up from dummy half and runs that time.
There's only 3 minutes to go to half time.
Where's that gone?
Feels like we just started.
Morgan. He scored 2 hat-tricks against the Broncos, Michael Morgan. Only 2 players have done that. He and a bloke called Inglis. The kick won't pull up in the in goal. Thurston chased after it himself but couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, he's filthy on himself. Just went a metre too long. And whoever interviews Jonathan Thurston at half-time, if they do, can they ask him why he kicked the penalty goal? What was going through his head?
They might want to take an oxygen mask out there with them.
Yeah, they might have to do it sitting down. He's going to need a spell.
He's out on the wing now.
Last weekend, in 3 of the matches, we saw tries scored just before or just after half-time, and they were all pivotal. We've got the last 2 minutes coming up here.
It's only the 3rd for Brisbane. Wallace playing it back. McCulloch goes to the left, finds his half-back Hunt, who plays short to Alex Glenn. Nearly sees off Cohen Hess, but the 15-year-old hung on. Milford. Ben Hunt. Darius Boyd puts the kick through. Coote's there to go. Oh, Coote doesn't cover! The bounce got away from Lachlan Coote and Kahu has dived on it. Coote thought he had it covered. Everyone in Townsville thought he had it covered, but he didn't.
Well, it could be a very big moment in this game. Jonathan Thurston kicking the ball dead at the far end on the Harvey Norman replay. Darius Boyd kicks through. It's well covered by the opposing fullback, but he's had a few problems with his keeping on his feet tonight. And that one's costly.
Well, I've got to say that throughout his career, Lachlan Coote is one of the best fullbacks I've seen at actually picking up the rolling ball. He attacks it and he's almost foolproof. In fact, I can't ever remember him missing something like that. He lost his footing a little bit and he's obviously quite dejected about it. I've never seen him do that. I've never seen a rolling ball beat him ever. He's actually quite uncanny how he attacks it and secures it, and that's a big bobble right there.
Well, the one he picked up off his bootlaces at speed last week to set up the try for his winger was testimony to that. There were very few players in the game who would have been able to do that.
He's brilliant at it. You know, you go back through, you can get a highlight reel of it. His ability to pick balls up on the run and attack the rolling ball and the bouncing ball. He's uncanny at it.
Well, I mentioned last week we saw Matt Price score just before half-time. We saw Wonga Blake. We saw in another game as well, I'm sure, a try that it's such a vital period.
Well, this is a vital conversion. Kahu can push the gap to 8 and does that. 14 points to 6.
Well, I'm looking at Jonathan Thurston. He looks really distressed. You know, he's been such a competitor for so long, but physically he looks really distressed at the moment. They've really got to regroup in the halftime break. This has been wicked.
Yes, Brad.
What's tough at it, Sammy, is it the heat or the speed? Bit of column A, bit of column B, Freddie. It's a very humid and muggy night tonight. The speed of the game's outstanding. We've just got to keep at it. We kind of lost our way there, that last little quarter there, but we got things back. Got a lucky try there in the end, and yeah, pretty happy with that first half. Good luck second half. Thanks, Freddie.
Thanks to Sam Thaiday. KFC halftime comes up next with Yvonne, Darren Lockyer and Wally to take you through all the first half action and the highlights. It's the Broncos by 8 at halftime. Finals footy live and free here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. We're set for another intriguing conclusion to this extraordinary rivalry. It's the Broncos by 8 over North Queensland. Who's set for the preliminary final? They're good front runners, Brisbane. They've led 16 times at halftime this season for 14 wins. The Cowboys have trailed on 10 occasions and have won only once. And that was the last time they met the Broncos here in round 11. It was 12-6 the halftime score in favour of Brisbane, and Thurston kicked a field goal which gave them a 17-16 win.
It's a nice lead, isn't it? One that looked like being only 2 at the break until a late try, and it makes the next points in this game absolutely crucial. Brisbane get further away, they will be very, very difficult to run down. But that side there are very patient, none more so than their leader in the number 7 jersey. But it is sudden death. No more for someone after, well, at least 40 minutes.
You're right.
There might be more. So the second half commences, and it's Ben Hannett for North Queensland. We're not headed for golden point in the first instance as well. If they're tied up after 80, we'll have extra time first. That's if the players can pick their legs up for any more than 80. Kahu's try, a minute before half-time. How decisive will that be in the outcome? Because Jason picks it up, goes away to Scott Bolton. High work rate since being introduced after 25 minutes. Lachlan Coote. He's got a bit to make up for. He sends a high one in the direction of Darius Boyd, who has to go to ground. And his Queensland and Australian teammate, Jonathan Thurston, treats him gently. Jonas Pearson's trap, that's 2 gone. Friday, head down, charging hard. Now the loping stride of Corey Oates. 4 gone, over the 30. Boyd chance, Opacek away. Over the halfway, Cohen Hess chasing. Boyd there to support, picked up by Lachlan Coote. They're 25 out. Milford's first receiver, thought about chipping over. They've got them wrecked on the right if they get it out there. Jared Wallace runs it, then offloads. Given away to Milford. Now back to Gillett, who turns around and puts the kick through to Jonas Pearson's wing, but it's intercepted by the 18-year-old.
Well, what a minute of absolute brilliant football we just saw there.
Oh, they've just been able to fling it back in the field before they went over the sideline to North Queensland, so you can add that to the list.
That was just an outstanding little passage of football.
As Hannett takes it forward, great effort on this side from Cohen Hess, because if he hadn't have chased and taken the man who'd made the break, then Lachlan Coote might have had to. Great one there from Tamalolo as well. Lachlan Coote might have been committed.
Thurston runs it, gives it to Coote, slips the pass to Kalen Ponga. He can't get it away.
On the ground.
Well, we're only 2 minutes into the second half, nearly 3, and there are Cowboys players who look as though they're out on their feet.
See there, if Cohen Hess hadn't have chased, Lachlan Coote would have had to have gone to the man with the football, who would have had an unmarked player on his inside. Down to you, Brad Fittler.
Let's also give the referees a rap, Matt Chechen and Alan Shortall. They set a standard early. They weren't going to allow anyone to flop or hold the ball. You watch how many 3-man tackles, there's very few. That's why the speed of this game is just electric.
Milford showed it to Friday, goes himself. Stopped by Michael Morgan. Milford appealing for a penalty. Now Friday from virtually a standing start. Arrives at Tamalolo. On the final play, Cohen Hess is in there to help out as well. Because Jason puts a chase on, tries to stop the kick of Hunt, but he gets it away. It's a high one towards the wing of Pearson. It's bounced in favour of North Queensland, possibly off a hand of Brisbane. That's the call.
Hand over here. Change over, Matchelette's got
I thought there was supposed to be a period of easing into the second half just after the break, isn't there? They're supposed to just take their time to work back into the game.
No, Matt, this is an extended softening up.
Yes.
Well, both coaches have said at half-time the first 10 minutes is really important. The team that's next on the scoreboard is really important. Wayne Bennett would have been stressing it.
Keep walking.
Paul Green would have been stressing it, so they've just come out and ripped into each other again.
Crusher tackle, the penalty. And it's a good kick for the line. Because Jason will restart on the Brisbane 40-metre line. Lachlan Coote away to Scott Bolton. How long does Paul Green wait to push the button on Scott and Tamo? Annett running strongly. 26 out. Because Jason sends it to Morgan, who runs behind the ruck. He dummied to Bolton. He went to Thurston. He goes out the back to Coote. He then gives it to David Bowen. The backhander to Ponga. He's almost put over. He kept it in the field of play.
Still alive.
It's still alive.
Stop it. How did they do that?
Freakish. Well, can they convert here, the Cowboys? Thurston sends it away. Lovely hands, O'Neill. Wanted to send the backhand flick pass in Kyle Felt's direction. He wasn't ready for it. Fourth tackle. Thurston again. Back to Hannett. Taken down around the legs by Jared Wallace. They're only 15 short. Thurston, the conductor. Away to Morgan, who chips over the top. It bounces in the in goal. And Darius Boyd was there to forehand it dead.
Well, there you can see the play where Thurston will call it to the left. That brings the fullback across his side, and they throw it back, and that's why Morgan was able to find some space. Brilliant from Ponga, outstanding from O'Neill, and then he's kicking into open space because Darius Boyd was sent the other way, and it nearly worked out.
Well, if you have a look at the high shot there on tackle 5, had Morgan turned the ball back inside rather than kick it, he had a couple of support players. One of them was Cole Malolo, and no one to beat. He kicked it. If he'd have passed back inside, I think we'd have seen a try.
It's only a shallowish restart. Hannett will card it back. Just quickly, David Middleton's passed me a card. At half-time, Jason Taumalolo had 151 running metres. You can probably tack another 20 onto that after the break. He's headed for a big total tonight. Because Jason comes right to Morgan, to Cohen Hess. Explosive speed from the 20-year-old back rower. 6 metres out. Morgan first receiver. Dishes it off to Scott Bolton, who's picked up. That's a dangerous tackle, is it? The crowd certainly thought so. Bolton's okay, plays it back. Thurston runs, delays the pass to Coote, who's taken down. Good defensive read there, Kahu that time. What's Thurston got? Oh, that wasn't part of it. It might still be alive. Still be alive, and Thurston's kicked this before it's hit the ground. It'll be a try.
Yeah, mate. I've got no try. Just check it was lost before this kick, please, mate.
Wow. This is going to be tight. From a distance, it looks like he might have got
Jonathan
his
Thurston
foot.
has dropped the ball and
Okay.
it hits the ground before he kicks it. Therefore, it's a knock-on. Have a decision and going to the board.
Oh, yeah. Unless it was a field goal attempt.
Yeah. There's a lesson in playing the whistle. The Broncos players just stood there.
Change over, 6. Change over, boys.
Now, Taumalolo is off the field as we see. No try confirmed. John Asiata comes on. It'll only be a shortish rest for Taumalolo. They need him out there for the last 20, 25 minutes.
Some really great defence from the Broncos then, wasn't it? I mean, Cowboys threw plenty at them, but they read them nicely. They picked them off.
The Warhorse is back out there. Parker. And Glenn whacked by Asiata, but lovely offload. To McCulloch. To Ben Hunt, whose legs gave way. Boyd's the man at dummy half. Went underneath. Friday taken down by Rory Kostjason and Cohen Hess. And now Boyd. His dummy half work tonight has been very effective.
Well, it's poor marker play. They both went the same way. And again, Boyd, as Gus points out, runs before the kick.
Oh, Oates is chasing the kick. It was very favourable there for Lachlan Coote. Now here's Kyle Felt. It's a high one.
Offside. I'll go through here, Shorty.
Well, the game's gone through some ebbs and flows. Right at the moment, the body language is with the Broncos. The Cowboys, if anything, look a little stressed, a little bit as though they're not quite sure how they're going to get their next try.
Oh, Hess! That's Tom Opacek, who's feeling for the arm. We remind you that he's been carrying a shoulder injury. Bolton nearly cuts through them. Yeah, that's the limp arm. That's Tom Opacek's shoulder. We need to keep an eye on that one as Asiata runs to the line. Lovely offload to Coote. Asiata's 18th appearance in the top grade this year. And it stopped by his former teammate Corey Parker. They're in front of the post. It's a messy play. The ball that had it has given it away.
Yeah, he fluffed it.
I'll take the scrum short again.
Just try to get it happening a little bit too quickly. And that's the over-exuberance, a little bit of urgency. Dare I say, a little bit of panic just starting to creep into the Cowboys' side.
Let's go down to Brad.
And a little bit of dew. Over the course of the game, the wind has died right off, and in that time, it's just brought the dew to the surface. It's a great example of the conditions have really changed during this game. It's going to be a lot more straight running. Footwork won't be as easy.
Oh, the ball's come free. Penalty. There was a hand on it.
Mark's here. Mark's here. Mark's here. No, I saw this one. That's it.
That's in slow motion. In quick motion, I think he loses the football. But you get calls like that, you've got to defend them. That's now what North Queensland need to do. Brisbane restart 30 out from their own lines through Gillett.
If you remember back to last year's grand final, the Broncos were criticised of trying to protect the lead and not staying positive with the ball in hand. They've got an 8-point lead here. Be really interested in their mentality over this last 28 minutes as to whether or not they're looking for more points or they think they can hold on with an 8-point lead.
Came within a second of working on grand final day.
It sure did. It sure did, but there's no doubt they went back into their shell. Let's see if they remain positive tonight.
Milford shows it all. Good contact again. Cooper out of the line that time. Puts a shot on Josh Maguire. Out the back now, Darius Boyd joins in. Sets up a chase there for Pearson. Picked up by Lachlan Coote. He gave it away before half-time and Kahu scored, so he's got a bit to make up for Coote, and that's a good run.
Yeah, see him attack the rolling ball there, though. Not 1 ounce of hesitation, even after the bobble before half-time that gave the Broncos a try. He's a tough-minded kid, Lachlan Coote.
Bolton is causing some problems in the last few minutes with late footwork. Playing it quickly, Kostjason. That's Bolton now, pardon me. It was Kyle Felt, the man previously. He's not moving all that well either, Kyle Felt. Another one struggling. Who wouldn't be in the pace of this game? Bowen stopped by Friday. Last play coming up. Bolton sends it away. Asiata's second receiver. First it eventually gets it. Gives it to Morgan O'Neill. Backhand flick. Feld has it. He flings it back over the top. And it lands with Maguire.
We found the only Bronco where there were 5 players. Just one with the Brisbane jersey on. Queensland again looking to run the football on the last tackle, but this scrambling and sliding defence of Brisbane has been tremendous and continues to be.
Oh, Oates is running into Bolton's shoulder there. Now Pearson. Handed around the legs. An early kick on 4 by McCulloch down the middle. It's for Coote. Oh, has it touched the hand? It has. He's bungled another one, Lachlan Coote. He wouldn't do it once every season.
Just a shoelace, mate.
Wow. This got big on him very quickly. He was half between trying to catch it and let it bounce. It got big on him, so it got to him there, touched the hand, and then he bobbles it again when he tries to pick it up.
And it was an attempt by Brisbane to change the momentum and get the ball down there, and you love seeing that, but it really wasn't a great kick. And if he'd have taken the football, he had quite a few metres to get back before the defence got down there.
Well, big opportunity for the Broncos here. They lead by 8. They've got to be thinking, get a try here.
Clock off. Out.
And click over the first domino.
So they set 9 short, an 8-point lead. Can they extend it? Here's Hunt to dummy half. He's done plenty of this over the years, Ben Hunt. Inches short of the line. Flat ball away, Gillett. Pass comes out. 6 to go. Milford. The ball's come free again. Play on. The Cowboys have got it back.
Wow. Unbelievable.
What's the potion for this stuff between these two teams? What are the ingredients? It's like a magic spell comes over both of them when they face off. It's still Brisbane by 8 though. And Maguire is rolled over by Scott Bolton. He's tough. Real tough. Thurston, away to Cohen Hess. Milford climbed on him and hung on for the ride. Morgan away, what's Thurston got up his sleeve? A high one. In the direction of Pearson as Cowboys running through. Pearson's lost it forward. 6 to go. Knock on against Brisbane.
All up, mate.
The Cowboys knocked it on second, so they'll get a scrum feed 10 metres out.
And he turned that into a really good contest, Gavin Cooper. Kick was up, turned into a lottery, and up against Pearson. Put enough pressure on the young winger for him to come up with that mistake. Matt Scott is out there. Paul Green will get his big guns out there again shortly. Tamalalo won't be too far away. Jake Granville also. We'll want them there for the last 15, 20 minutes.
Well, the Cowboys have now got to think this is our chance to get back on the springboard.
Can they take the chance? Here's Hess. Met by Blair. Met by Glenn as well, and Maguire. He takes some stopping, doesn't he?
He's been great tonight.
6 short of the line. Play on, says the referee. Cohen Hess wanted a penalty. Here's Scott trying to burrow his way towards the line. He looked like a tackling bag for Adam Blair. Had to be a penalty that time.
Benefit of the doubt over there.
No. Rory, wait.
Wait for the line. Corey, come on, mate. Good work.
You right, Chits? Yes, Rory.
Away we go again. John Asiata. Just watch for the late offload on the Cowboys number 20. Cost Jason away. First into Scott.
I'd like to see David Bowen given some football and maybe brought back on the inside. He's troubled them tonight. Really good footwork. Great chance here.
Bolton takes one towards the post. Bolton with determination. They're stacked out left. They come to the right-hand side to Morgan. Morgan with the ball away to O'Neill. They'll score. Justin O'Neill. He's going to set up another barnstorming finish.
Well, it's brilliant play from the Cowboys. But if I'm O'Neill, why am I trying to run it around under the post when I've got a kicker like Jonathan Thurston? I mean, as though Jonathan Thurston's not going to kick it from there. Why does he try to beat someone in the in goal and go so close to the dead ball line? Anyway, Cowboys, they're in under the post, you beauty.
Big game player and big time try that one for Justin O'Neill. It'll be a 2-point ball game in a few seconds time, gentlemen. You ready?
Yeah, and it's a typical try scored by Justin O'Neill, just coming back on the outside, the inside of his man. Opacek missed him there. I won't forget his first game up here after coming up. He had a shocker, but he's been great ever since. There's the 2-point ball game you're talking about, Matt. Darren Lockyer.
Yeah, great effort, Cowboys, but it was down the other end of the field, I reckon was their best effort. When they turned the ball over, it was a 6 again call, and just the desperation in defence. It looked like the Broncos were going to score. They get the turnover and go the length of the field, and then Morgan just out to O'Neill here. Opacek's worried about O'Neill's speed, so he starts to head sideways, but don't go sideways on a guy with footwork like that. And O'Neill, momentum now all with the Cowboys.
Yes, and it was O'Neill that was integral in that tackle on Anthony Milford that you pointed out for us, Darren, which enabled the Cowboys to get the ball back. 14-12, eh? The last three have all been one-pointers.
Well, Tamau's gone back out there. Scott's on the field. Taumalolo's on the field. Jake Glanville will be the next impact. Granville will be the next impact player.
Cohen Hess aims at Milford and says, get out of the way.
This is inspiring from the Cowboys.
Tamo, Asiata, Thurston, Coote. They've got numbers. Bowen gives it away to Ponga, who juggles it. On debut, Ponga. The ball's come free. Jonas Pearson forced it out. Blair whacked that time. Here's Ponga's run. Yeah, oh, brilliant.
It was deliberately played out by Pearson as Corey Oates. Legs go flying. He's lost the football.
Well, this is inspiring from the Cowboys. I've got to say, 5 minutes into the second half and 20 minutes into the first half, I'm looking saying, I don't know if they can get up off the canvas. I just don't know if they can. But they have come with such a surge. Every player running so hard, tackling so hard. They've drawn within 2. Now the body language is with them, and there's a few Broncos players that are looking a bit nonplussed with what's happened. These two teams, they just find a way to turn it on.
That wasn't Tomalolo out there, Gus. It was actually John Asiata who looked so much like him with that step. So we've still got him and Granville to come. They can't be far away. None better than this bloke, Hess.
He's had an absolute barnstormer. It's only his 8th game. Here's Scott now, his front row mate, James Tamo. He's off to the Panthers next year. He has to win to remain a Cowboy. Scott out the back to Thurston. Short ball comes away to Cooper. Stopped by Dillon. And Ben Hunt. Here's Cooper. Thurston. Morgan. O'Neill. O'Neill with the pace. Justin O'Neill again. And the Cowboys have hit the front.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And just put this down to tiredness in the Bronco defensive line and some indecision there, because the Cowboys have run this play a dozen times tonight. This time the Broncos couldn't get a handle on them.
But look who they're running to. It's Corey Oates and Alex Glenn out there. That's Alex Glenn, I think you'll find in the centres, and the quick man O'Neill able to get on the outside of him.
Justin O'Neill has scored 2 in the space of 5 minutes. The Cowboys were down by 8. It's taken them 22 and a bit minutes to hit the front. here in Townsville. And the crowd is telling us the story. They have gone bananas, and so's Paul Green.
It's a mighty, mighty effort. Look at the clock, though. We've got 17 minutes to go. We're a long way from finished. But they look as though they're rolling downhill, the Cowboys. And the Broncos have stopped to a walk.
And we've got Tom Opacek sitting on the interchange bench now. That's why Alex Glenn is at that left centre. And Justin O'Neill, who is a real athlete. He's silky the way that he moves. He's quick, but he's a big man as well. He was able to glide and force his way through.
Thurston. He wanted to come back. Another one off the post. That one goes over. Oh, Brad Fittler, where else would you want to be?
Everyone's turned up for the JT show, even the upright. You can see Alex Glenn here also get nervous about the speed of Justin O'Neill. This time he didn't have to come off his right foot. He knew how to Alex Glenn. Tom Opacek was already off. And the upright's getting involved as well.
All right. We've got ample time to go. May it never end. Tamalolo, he didn't have long off the field. He's been crunched there by Blair and Maguire. Oh, referee saw a penalty.
Well, all the arms went up in the air from the Cowboys. I guess because he was hit high.
Yeah.
Maybe he got a tip from the linesman. Let's have a look. Well, I suppose Maguire crept up a little high, but all the arms went up. Yeah, I've got him in the neck. Got him in the neck. And look at all the arms go up in the air looking for the penalty. It was a delayed reaction penalty. Look at the crowd. North Queensland's right into this game now.
Darren, down to you quickly.
Yeah, the Cowboys, John Asiata, he's gone down to the tunnel for a HIA assessment.
All right, and a reminder about Tom Opacek, who is off the field. That shoulder has given out again. It must have been a gamble to bring him in here, but Bennett was left really without too much option. When you consider the suspension of James Roberts, they're already down on depth in the centres. Is Thurston, hits at the advantage line, turns it back to Taumalolo, trying to palm away from Blair but couldn't. Parker comes in to close down, fourth tackle. Scott runs, hands it to Thurston, goes short this time. Cooper, desperate defence from Gillett, and Maguire there as well. Last play, Coop wants the in goal. Oh, the bounce! It's set up there for Ponga, who had a long look at it, but it was play dead, so they'll get a repeat set, North Queensland. Kahu was the man who couldn't cling on to it there and played it out in the end.
It was like a pinball, wasn't it? Good work by Lachlan Coote. Just feathered it into the in goal, and they all got awkward bounces. Look at the Broncos. They need an hour on the shot clock.
How close is Kalen Ponga gone to getting a 4-pointer onto boot tonight?
Time you run, fellas.
Still time.
Big set of 6 this. Big set of 6.
A repeat set for the Cowboys, who have got 6 of the last 7 penalties. If Brisbane can get back into this game, it'd be a monumental performance. Tamo. Stopped by Thaiday. Because Jason Luke left, went right to Morgan. O'Neill wrapped up. Good shot, Alex Glenn.
Got him that time.
Yeah, nothing indecisive there.
Morgan to Tamo. 14 left. Thurston, it's the 4th. He dummied to Scott. Thurston tries to find an opening himself. Maguire stops him 5 short of the line. Away to Lachlan Coote. Stabs it up in the air. Felt flies. Plays it back for O'Neill. Still the last. Weaves in behind the Morgan. He had Felt there. He tried the backhander. We've seen that one before. It's still alive. Cohen Hess has got it. Someone has to put a kick on it. He floats it across the Thurston. There's a 3-on-2 now. David Bowen tries to step. He's eventually put down. Oh, anxious moments there for the Broncos.
Leave the ball.
Yeah, great defence though. They scrambled. They've got the ball back. They've got about 5 of their players down on their haunches. They're absolutely exhausted. And the Cowboys race up in defence, looking for the killer blow.
Just got to be careful in North Queensland they don't give away a penalty through this exuberance and enthusiasm, because they have got the Brisbane just where they want them.
Hunt gives the ball away to a charging Corey Oates. They only go over the 40 now. A juggle from Thaiday, who's met by Cohen Hess. Help from Koss Jason as well. Ben Hunt. This is difficult for Lachlan Coote. He's put a couple down tonight, but he's steadfast there, and Coote can weave and jink, and he's pulled the ground 14 short of the halfway.
Well, he keeps coming back to the game, doesn't he?
Now Felt.
Granville out of dummy half now.
They're in all sorts, the Broncos.
Granville, electric speed. He's had a long break, so there's plenty left in the tank now. Tamo goes for a run from dummy half.
The Broncos are in all sorts of trouble.
North Queensland eating the metres up the middle. Granville away to Tamalolo. He could be the man with a knockout punch. Look at him try the legs. He's the players' player of the season. Thurston kicks. Brilliantly done, Milford. Half a chance to break clear there, Anthony Milford, but he's just stopped by Tamo. Desperation. That's the buzzword, desperation. Maybe exhaustion is in there as well. Here's a great opportunity. Boyd feeds Corey Oates. Oates steps inside. Oates is away. Corey Oates, they won't catch him. Brisbane are going to be in front now.
Well, can you believe that? There was only 2 Broncos moving. The other Broncos are in the backfield, all down on hands and knees and exhausted. Look at them, all down on the ground. Harvey Norman replay. And from this play the ball, they just go up the short side. The Cowboys don't number up. And Corey Oates gets foots away. He steps inside Lachlan Coote. Harvey Norman replay. It's only forwards chasing him. And somehow the Broncos turn an age of defence into a 6-pointer under the post to hit the lead.
His 18th try of the season. Broncos 18, Cowboys 18. It's a cup.
It is the gift that keeps on giving. It's hard to explain or articulate what we see between these teams. Brisbane now gone, absolutely gone, have found a way to score, and Kahu with the conversion from in front will put them ahead by a couple.
I've watched pretty much every game this season. I've never had so much fun. This is the most fun I've had all year watching a game, and we've still got 10 minutes to go.
They were gone. They were out on their feet.
And I don't care who wins. I'm just having a great time.
Darren Lockyer.
Well, both forward packs are out on their feet, and both times the outside backs have had to provide it. This time for the Broncos, Darius Boyd, who's done it so well all night, goes into dummy half, sees an opportunity, some tied forwards, and gets it on to Corey Oates. And the big horse, look at him go. And the Broncos, they're back in front. The momentum now with them. And with 10 minutes to go, both teams have only got 1 interchange left.
Well, this is incredible.
Time your run, fellas.
Absolutely incredible.
A high kick-off taken by Boyd. Maguire comes back. There's more twists to come. Don't worry about that. Gillett put to ground. McCulloch away to Ben Hunt. They want to come left in attack, Brisbane. They see that as their best chance for points. Milford. He's been well contained tonight. Away to Adam Blair. Oh, he played it quickly. It was messy, but it was okay. And now Boyd sets off. Referee says it's the last tackle. Oh, well picked up, Ben Hunt, between the legs. He somehow held on to the ball.
And we're all up, mate. And shot clock starts. Here's the line. Yep.
It almost doesn't seem fair.
See you guys.
In just under 8 minutes, at least. After all the effort tonight, one of these teams finish up. And I have no idea which one it's going to be.
Well, that's the incredible part, isn't it? I mean, to think that they're here in a knockout semi-final in round 2 of the finals.
Let's go. Wait for Josh, mate. Wait for the heads right in. Clock's off. Come up.
23.808. They're getting value for money and some. Inside 8 minutes left. Elimination finals footy. Here on the wide world of sports.
Oh, it's Milford.
Oh, Anthony Milford. 6 to go in the meantime, and Milford is very gingerly trying to get back in the defensive line. Tarmo. The crowd trying to make their presence felt. The wraparound now, Thurston plays a short ball away. Cooper couldn't weave through. Stopped by Gillett. Granville dummies. Granville nearly sees daylight in behind them. Gillett, big tackle there from Marker. Thurston, ball in one hand. Taumalolo charging, still going, Jason Taumalolo. Look at him go with the legs. He's driving them within inches of the line. Here's their last throw on this set. Coot away to Bowen. He runs out of room. He has to come back infield. David Bowen puts it on the ground. There's a chance of Pearson if he can collect it. Thurston almost a one-handed scoop, which would have been miraculous, but he lost it.
Change of possession. Leave it there, Carlin.
I mentioned last man standing an hour ago.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Are you talking about us?
I'm just looking at the bodies out there. It's you talk about how good the players are today and what athletes they are and how much they put in. It is all on. But look at that hit. We're into the 75th minute and they're hitting like it's the 5th.
Well, the winner can't possibly come up again next week. I can't imagine whoever wins this coming up again next week.
Sloppy ball. Just saw a little shot there of Jonathan Thurston. He had a peek at the scoreboard. He was muttering something to himself. He'd love just 30 seconds inside that head to see what he was trying to come up with. Gee, Darius Boyd has been wonderful for Brisbane.
Win, lose or draw, he's the best player on the field tonight. Milford
tries the footwork on Michael Morgan. Can't break clear. Here's Alex Glenn. Kicks through. Thaiday chasing. Thaiday throws the boot on the ball. North Queensland will have to scramble and get it back. Now Kalen Ponga. We're inside the final 5 minutes. David Bowen, he's looked dangerous. Nearly cuts around the defence. Stopped by Jonas Pearson. Now Ponga again. Oh, the Cowboys are out on their feet. They've got no one willing to run it. Here comes Scott. Runs at McCulloch and keeps going. He gets within 6 of the halfway line now. Granville to Lachlan Coote. Thought about kicking. Cohen Hess throws it on the boot. It's not a bad one, actually. If he gets it to sit up, it'll be even better. He can't. It's too deep. 7 tackles set Brisbane. 2-point break. 4 left on the clock.
I cannot believe this. This game has had so many twists and turns, and Just when you think you see the winner, the other one's come roaring back.
Okay, McCulloch's onside.
3:54 left on the clock.
0. Ready, mate.
3:54 left in someone's season.
Yeah, 2 the difference. You'd rather be in front than behind, wouldn't you?
Here's Glenn nearly slicing through. Now Maguire. He's running like it's the first few minutes, Josh Maguire. The prize is too big to slack off. You just have to keep going. Now Parker. 11 inside Cowboys territory. Milford turns it to Blair. That's 4 tackles gone. 26 out. Milford! He lost the ball! The Cowboys come back with it. Milford nearly put it to bed right there.
Well, 3 minutes ago he didn't have a leg. He was on one leg. Where did he get that from?
Kalen Ponga. Game number 1. Biggest game of his life. Is there one last effort in the Premiers? They could be looking at going out in straight sets. Granville turns it now to Gavin Cooper. He gets up to the halfway. It's only the 4th. Asiata back from the HIA. Now Cohen Hess. Hess drives the legs. 22 out. It might come down to a cross kick here from someone. Morgan has it. He'll want his halfback. Where are you, JT? There you are. He sends it further away. The wraparound. Thurston nearly through. He got touched by Parker and put down. Ball's on the ground. Still the last. David Bowen now. Bowen goes to ground. That's it.
Cowboys. Matt Gillette tripped. Stuck his foot out. Matt
Gillette has stuck his foot out.
All right, I need a mark. Thanks, Bernie.
Oh! This can't be happening.
Well, what about the people down in Cronulla? Do you think they're cheering for extra time right here, right now? They'll be giggling themselves.
Here, mate. 20 metres in.
Well, this is incredible. Has JT got the effort to kick it off the mound?
Bernie.
It's been unusual, his kicking tonight. He's actually moved them different ways to what we've normally seen. Normally it's just right to left.
Playing out an advantage.
Well, I don't care how great a kicker you are.
Stuck out his leg.
You know, don't underestimate the pressure that's on this man right here.
Enormous.
You know, it's only 15 metres to the left of the post, and any day of the week he'd knock it over with his forehead. But he's got to compose himself. He's absolutely exhausted. Look at him, he's exhausted. He's got to compose himself. Everyone in the world expects him to kick it. He's just got to get his breathing and his heart rate down stable and knock it between the posts.
He's taking no time at all, is he? He's got to be a slow process. And he's actually just stepped straight up.
The season's on Thurston's boot.
Over it goes.
Could have done it with his head.
Could have knocked it over with his forehead. There's a minute to go. Now, I can't imagine the Broncos taking the risk of a short kick-off, which means in normal time, the Cowboys have got the only chance to win it before full time with maybe a field goal. What an extraordinary game.
I don't reckon Matt Gillett gets penalised if it wasn't just for that late little flourish right at the end where he put the leg up.
Well, there's no doubt it's the right call. He's tripped it.
Yeah, it's the last little bit just...
Time you run.
All right, well, there's a minute. That's a set. That's a set of 6. If we're deadlocked, it's extra time. 5 minutes each way, and then if we're still drawn together, we'll head to Golden Point.
Here's Taumalolo, 50 seconds.
This might be just the kind of game that Lachlan Coote steps up to be a match winner, Matt. Tamo now. They're not going to get within range, you wouldn't think.
Here's Morgan, out of Cohen Hess. What a mighty game from the 20-year-old. He's got a bit more to do yet. O'Neill lost it. Ball's come out. Michael Morgan picks it up, looks at the ref. We're going to a scrum. Well, Brisbane might have time here if they can pack the scrum.
That was Corey Oates who launched himself.
16 seconds on the clock. It'll be one run towards the post and Milford will be the man.
Well, I don't know why they came down the short side on tackle 5. I really don't know. And Morgan being in front of him here, I don't know why this isn't a penalty. Yep. Morgan's picked this ball up. This should be a penalty. They should be kicking it out and getting closer.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
16 seconds.
Well, Milford's the field goal expert. He kicked it at Suncorp in round 4. There's no one at the back of the scrum. Ben Hunt had to go back and get it. Well, that's extinguished their field goal chances. They're not going to be within range. Barring a miracle here, we're off to extra time. Let's see. Hunt sends it high. Ponga takes it over the sideline, and you guessed it. We're going to extra time at 20 points apiece.
Ah, Cronulla Sharks. Could it get any better for you?
Well, footy fans,
But for us who love the game and love rugby league, and we've been entertained
at the end of 80 minutes, Cowboys 20.
by these two sides so often over the last 12 months, we get to enjoy another 10 minutes of painstaking, pressure-building action.
Yeah, and that's the point. We have 5 minutes each way. We play extra time. If there's still no result, if one team is not in front after that 10 minutes, then we go to golden points. So if a field goal or a goal is scored early in this 10 minutes, that's not the end of the game. We play for 10. Just the way it should be.
Well, the first half went 14-6 to the Broncos. The second half went 14-6 to the Cowboys.
Thanks, mate. What, mate? Come on, mate. We're here to toss the coin, not to discuss decisions now, Corey.
Well, there's Corey Parker. He's saying it should have been a penalty. He knew that the man was in front.
All the best, mate. Good luck. Before you toss, call, please, mate. Tails. Tails is call. It's a tail. You'll kick off. Which way do you want to go, mate? You're going that way. That means Brisbane are kicking that way. Let's go, fellas.
So we'll swap sides. All right, Brad, what's your feeling here?
Yeah, well, Jonathan took some time picking the sides. I'm not sure why he went right to left, because the breeze was actually behind them in the second half. Now, Brisbane, Corey Parker, as soon as he said it, he wanted to kick off. I reckon he believes there's an error in these conditions. But it was great watching them just have a cuddle. Corey Parker having a smile. It doesn't get much better than this in sport. They do it pretty good to these two teams.
Yeah. The semi-final last year between the two sides, it wasn't a knockout semi-final, it was an absolute cracker. We didn't think we could see better, but in the grand final we did. And they turned up for the early rounds this year and played each other twice. 1 point either way again. In absolute blockbuster games. And you think, well, sooner or later we're going to get a dud between the two. This one might be the best of the lot.
Who's got something left in the tank to keep their season alive?
And that's John Asiata. He came out late in normal time. He obviously passed the HIA test. Taumalolo, his lookalike, takes it forward just short of his own 20.
Now Tamo. They come to Cohen Hess. He's got plenty left in the tank. He's done a superb job filling in for Ethan Lowe. Now Morgan. Can Michael Morgan's speed crack this game open in extra time? 5 minutes each way, and if we're still locked up, it'll be golden point. Thurston sends it high. Cooper descends on it. Pearson jumps and takes it.
And I love this. We're not setting up for field goals. The game doesn't become messy. We just continue on with the intensity we've seen the previous 80. Down to you, Lockie.
Just with the interchange in extra time, they get an extra 2. And the Broncos used all 8 in the regular time. The Cowboys only used 7. So they got 3. Cowboys have got 2.
We haven't seen an extra time final since way back in 1998, pre-Golden Point, and the Bulldogs beat Parramatta 32-20.
We haven't seen Pangai Jr. tonight at all.
Yeah. Well, he's on his feet. Milford sends it end over end. Lachlan Coote. He's nearly through Lachlan Coote. He's stopped by Alex Glenn. Brilliant tackle from Glenn. It's just a contest of will so far. Now Ponga. You think he'll forget his NRL debut? He mightn't be able to move after it. Asiata. So that's 3 gone. Now Taumalolo through the middle, almost Taumalolo. I wonder if Thurston thinks about taking the point here. Asiata away to Thurston, ignores the one. He wants more than that. The pass was too hard. It's been left behind. O'Neill couldn't hang on to it. What's your strategy in relation to a field goal, Peter, in extra time?
No, not early. No, you want something more decisive. Again, look at the Broncos. They're down. One on the far side, it's Alex Glenn who's in trouble. Maguire brings it to the 30. McCulloch back out there now. Just don't know where to look.
How any of these players are still going is beyond me. It is superhuman stuff. Here's Ben Hunt. Can't get away from Asiata.
I don't think you're looking for field goal until early in the second 5 minutes.
Milford, Parker, Blair, back to Parker, who went behind him. Parker lost it. The defender played at the arm and not the ball.
Well, no. Shot clock starts.
What do we got? We got a minute and a half left in this first period. I'd work for a field goal now.
Yeah, take one late here.
I'd work this set of 6 for a field goal, because in all probability the opposition won't get a reply before the half-time break.
We've got a Brisbane player down getting attention now. That would be Alex Glenn, I would think. Just looking through, he's the one who stayed down earlier. He's got the pat of okay. Up you get.
The Cowboys have kicked 2 field goals this year. Coote and Thurston, 1 apiece.
We're in here now.
Matt Scott's got a card down there. He looks as though he's coming back. That's a big one.
All right, they will hold the weight there, Brisbane.
And Anthony Milford's kicked 4 field goals himself for Brisbane this year. On the halfway line, Justin O'Neill, 2-try hero. Gavin Cooper running doggedly. The defence hangs on. Granville Tamo, right foot step inside of Corey Parker. Is this Corey's final few minutes of his career? Taumalolo from the back fence, it seems.
He has been unbelievable.
So they're 22 out. Thurston has it on the 4th. Thurston through. Thurston with the backhander. Morgan scores. Thurston for Morgan.
Cometh the hour. Cometh the champion. I've said a number of times tonight that this great player has looked more distressed and more physically exhausted than I've ever seen him. Watch the master go to work here. Look inside, dummy inside. From head on, look inside, dummy inside, show outside, push past the defence, flick pass, just for good measure to put him in. That is unbelievable from the maestro himself.
Yeah, he stands up Sam Thaiday and then gets the defend into the chest. Sums up the situation, looked on his outside as to whether there was a pass on. Michael Morgan, his partner in crime, back on the inside. The half-time of extra time sounds. Jonathan Thurston looking to put his side 6 in front. Taumalolo receiving attention now. I know you mentioned the meters for Taumalolo in the first half. This is the best game I've seen Jason Taumalolo play.
Extraordinary.
He has not stopped.
Look at this. He's absolutely exhausted. And what he's trying to do here is just relax his breathing. Just get his heart rate somewhere down where he can just let the mechanics take over. Just let muscle memory take over. He's done this thousands upon thousands upon thousands of times. Just relax and let it go.
This goes over, field goal comes right back into it.
He was never going to miss. We've still got 5 minutes left. It's all or nothing for Brisbane. Cowboys 26, Broncos 20.
Now Gus here, coming into the second half. This is Taumalolo taking it forward. Thurston scores on the back of that. We've got Brisbane. They'll receive, won't they? Because they kicked off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was wondering if they were, if they were kicked off, whether they went short or not. But they'll get the football right down on their own line now.
Yeah. And they've probably got 3 opportunities with the ball to produce a try and a goal. So they're playing real catch-up now. They've got to take some risks. With risks comes errors or potential for errors. And the Cowboys have just got to stay composed. Gripping stuff. Just don't kick it dead on the full, young man.
Yeah, he's got it into the in goal a few times tonight.
He's got a big boot on him. That's nice.
Not an easy one. Oh, the ball's gone down. It went back, did it? The referee says knock on. Kyle Feltz claimed another victim with the kickoff.
Wow. It was such a big high kick. Spiralling. And Darius Boyd, he makes a habit of falling as he catches these balls. See how he falls? He knocked it forward into his own face, and then, that's right, it looked like it went backwards, but he actually knocked it forward into himself. So, field goal. Field goal wraps it up.
Yep, I'd have 5 shots of trying to score the try.
Well, there's Kyle Feldt. He's celebrating the fact that he practices that kickoff.
Oh, hang on, the shot clock goes off. The referee said the ball was out. That was tight. There's an element of discretion for the refs involved in that too. So Cohen Hess has it. Now Thurston, he's pointing everywhere. He's marshalling the troops. Granville thought about going down the short side. Thurston again, turns it inside. You guessed it, Jason Taumalolo. 10 out, centre of the park. Granville, away to Thurston. Tries to get away from Gillett. There's Tavita Pungai. He's out there finally. Thurston wasting every possible second. Granville for Taumalolo. He's still going. He could play till 3 a.m. this bloke. This is it. Thurston station. He gets it. They're up quickly. He goes to Coote. thought about a left foot shot, decides to run. Coote couldn't get away. A desperate ankle tap by Jordan Kahu. It probably keeps Brisbane in it.
Yeah, great work by the Broncos. They got off their line quickly. They diffused it, and they've still kept themselves alive. Less than 3 minutes left. They need a try and the conversion.
They've got to go 70 metres to do it. Hunt away to Anthony Milford. Wrapped up by Morgan, but he got the ball away. Here's Hunt, shows the dummy. Hunt goes himself. Hunt trying to scoot away. Ball's come out. What's the referee say? It's fair game. The Cowboys have got it back.
Yeah, he threw it away, Ben Hunt.
Pass a sloppy one. Scott picks it up. One-on-one Pungai. Tavita Pungai ripped it out. Knocked on.
Knock on Brisbane. Yeah.
Knock on Brisbane. Quiet. Knock on Brisbane. Knock on Brisbane.
That was a good play from Pangai Jr.
Shot clock
One-on-one, he went for the strip. He knew how important getting possession for his team was.
Well, they're all tired. He's the fresh man. He gets it away from Matt Scott, and they say that that's the knock on there. Watch Jonathan Thurston here throw himself on that ball. Less than 2 minutes left on the clock. The big thing here is where they give Brisbane back the ball. Amazing from the defending premiers.
90 seconds to go in extra time. The Cowboys by 6. They ain't letting go of this ball. They'll waste as much time as they can. Brisbane, they might have 40 seconds. Oh! Talmawolo's dropped it.
Well, there we go.
What more can we have?
Last set of 6 of the game.
It'll come down to this. Glenn gives it away to Adam Blair.
They've got to get Milford involved somehow. They've got to get him in a bit of space or one-on-one.
Here he is. He's got no one outside of him. He's got no option but to run. He played it quick. Penalty! That doesn't help them though.
No, back there.
It only restarts the tackle count.
Doesn't hurt.
In terms of points anyway. They took the tap and took off. The Cowboys have got 30 seconds to advance. The Broncos need a converted try to send it to Golden Point.
Oh, great play.
The Cowboys have got it back. Brilliant play because Jason was the man with the tap back.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I'll tell you what, Matt Thompson, young man, take a bow. That's been a brilliant call of an absolutely brilliant game of rugby league. What a game. What theatre. What drama. What heartbreak. And the Cowboys are even too tired to show any elation. They're just exhausted. Not so out in the crowd. Have a look out in the crowd.
They're standing as one.
The fans are delirious. Fans of both sides applauding these two great teams who've given us yet another blockbuster. Isn't it a wonderful game when it's played like that? Well done, Matty boy.
Thank you, Gus. Well, I don't know about me. How these blokes have done this, I've got no idea. It's just...
I feared for your life at one stage. I thought you were going to have a conniption there at one stage.
If you flew in from Venus tonight and never seen a game of football before, and you watch that, you think, what on earth are we watching? 26-20. So the Cowboys, they keep their premiership dream alive, but as Phil Gould and Peter Sterling have pointed out tonight, they've got to get up in 7 days' time to take on the Sharks. They've been sitting there with their feet up watching the whole thing.
Well, as I said, you know, sudden death, the loser's gone, but I'm not so sure that the winners aren't gone too. It would be hard to imagine how they're going to get themselves up to play the Sharks, who are sitting at home resting this weekend. waiting for them.
Brad, down to you.
Yeah, got the man himself, JT. Taking on Sammy Thaiday. How good did that feel when you popped out the other side?
Yeah. Bittersweet, really. Obviously, a really good mate of mine, Sammy T, and you know, caught him on an outside shoulder there, and was able to slip through. So, great effort by the boys. You know, we started really slow, and they got the jump on us, which is disappointing. But we showed really good composure to stick to our game plan, stick to our guns, and we come back there in the end.
What'd you put that down to? I think first 20 minutes, I think everyone was looking at it just going, wow, whether it's a travel or what'd you put it down to?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, mate. I don't know. We need to be better, that's for sure. We're heading down to Shark Park, I think, next week, so it doesn't get any bigger than playing them down there, so it should be fun. See how we go.
The goal kick in the first half, what was your mentality behind that?
You haven't been kicking too well from that side of the field. From about 7 metres in from the touchline to about 15 metres. I'm kicking at about 40% there. And from 7 metres in from them, I'm about 60. So just changed my style up a little bit there and kick it a bit more straight. I take it back a bit more, and only just missed there that once, I think. So still need to work on it, continue to work on it.
You got a shot over the left-hand side when you got the call late in the game. You seem to really flow through that kick.
Yeah, look, it's obviously easier on that side with my hook. It's a bit harder on the other side with my hook. That, especially when I got a headwind, you know, it's hard to kick that way. So if I can kick it straighter and on the post, hopefully stay straight.
Well, there's 28,000 people here that just absolutely loved it, mate. Well done.
Yeah, it's been a great ride. So hopefully there's a big crowd for us there next week. Thanks,
hello, mate. Lockie.
Yeah, here with Corey Parker. Mate, I don't think yourself or the rest of the team could have put any more into that.
No, that feel like was on, mate, and you can have a look around at both teams and everyone's spent, mate. So there's got to be a winner, there's got to be a loser. Tonight we're a loser again.
What about personally, mate? What's going through your mind right now?
Yeah, a little bit numb, Lockie, to be honest. It's been a fantastic ride, mate, and 16 years of enjoyment, and you know, it comes to an end tonight. So I just want to thank everyone in the rugby league community that has followed me and supported me, because without them, I wouldn't be where I am.
Did you think for a moment there late in the game it was going to go on for you?
Yeah, well, it was just one of those games, wasn't it? It was never say die, and you know, they got in front and we got in front, and you know, just a moment in time back there, and they kick a goal, and then we go into, you know, 5 minutes each way, which I think is a good rule. But you know, we couldn't hold on.
Anyone else you want to thank?
Yeah, just everyone that's been a part of my football life, mate. It's as you know, mate, it's a special time to be playing rugby league for the length of time that I have, and you know, you can't go through and name everyone, but you know, those people I know that have helped me really appreciate it.
Well, mate, congratulations on a great career. Unfortunate tonight, but I guess that'd end at some point. And, mate, you couldn't have asked any more effort from yourself or the boys, and congratulations.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
Over to you, Freddie. Thanks, mate.
Well, I've got the match winner here. How good did that feel?
Yeah, it was good. It's a bit ridiculous, 4 times in a row going extra times, but you know, another tough game again and a real grind.
How'd you find that extra time?
Not too bad. You know, I was blowing a bit, but that was within the 80 as well. So, look, it didn't faze me too much, but yeah, it's just the way it is.
I think when you scored, the whole crowd went up like you'd won the game, like it was game over.
Yeah, I'd say some people would have thought that was the case, because we were in a huddle and didn't know what was going on, so we had to get told from the sideline.
All right. Some of the boys in the middle, particularly Jason Taumalala, what's it like to play with him at the moment?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, just the go forward he gets for us. He's obviously a very powerful runner of the ball, and you know, the more he's playing, the more runs and more tackles he's doing. So his match fitness is great at the moment, and he's going great for us.
When you followed J2, when he went through past Sammy, when you tucked on the inside, did you think you'd gone too early?
I did a little bit, but I knew Oates was, you know, dropping back to tie in. So, you know, Jono being the player he is, he was able to get me the ball.
I haven't seen the flick pass before. I think that's his first.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not much he can't do, I don't think.
He's got everything. Well done, mate. Fantastic win.
Thank you.
Lockie. Yeah, here with Kalen Ponga, the debutant. Mate, who would have thought you were going to make your debut? It's written there on your jersey, against the Broncos in a final.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think I would debut in the semi-final. I only just found out yesterday, and when I found out that I was playing, I I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I'm stoked with tonight's game and the way I debuted and in front of this big crowd. I couldn't have hoped for anything more.
Did you get much sleep last night?
Surprisingly, I did. I slept like a baby. I woke up this morning and I had to sleep in the arvo, and I didn't sleep much then. So, yeah, no, I think my preparation was fairly good. So.
And when was the last time you played on the wing?
Probably 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, so I only had a short time to kind of know my role, but I tried to just grasp it as soon as I could, and I just tried to be confident. That's what Greeny said to do. So I'm pretty happy with how I went. So yeah.
And mate, did you ever have I guess when you made that break early in the first half, have you ever had a crowd cheer for you as much as that tonight?
I don't really hear it. I kind of just, when I made that break, I was kind of looking for support on the inside. I think someone was in there, but then Darius just kind of shot at me, and yeah, then I hit tunnel vision from then on. So yeah, and the crowd was overwhelming, to be honest. It's insane.
Well done tonight, mate, and good luck next week. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Back to you, Yvonne.
Yeah, thank you, Darren. Welcome to finals football. Kalen Ponga, you'll fit in just fine. The Cowboys surviving an extra time heart stopper. They are now just one game away from defending that precious premiership. For the Broncos, they were brave, but their season came to an end tonight.
He hits it, he's got it! He's got the field goal! He's got the premiership!